Hey guys, what's up? How's it going? I'm ExxotikGaming and welcome back to another Pixel Gun 3D video. As you guys can see in today's video, we'll be doing another review, this time on a brand new weapon from the new 11.3.0 update, the Sub-Zero. So, if you guys are excited for this video, make sure to slam that like button. Heck, you know what? Maybe if you leave a like, I can try and get really soft to bring back either the Dater Hater or the Flower Power for Valentine's Day. Who knows? Also, make sure to comment down below if you'd like me to either do the Mercenary or the Photon Sniper Rifle as my next review, as I will be doing another review for the next Pixel Gun 3D video. So, with that being said, let's get right into this video. First off, jumping into the armory section and looking at this weapon here in the shop menu, we can see that it is a pretty cool looking weapon. I definitely do like the design of this weapon and it looks very, very futuristic. This weapon has a grade of rare, which is perfectly understandable. It is a pretty popular weapon currently, since it did just come out. I feel like out of the weapons in this update, the Photon Sniper Rifle is the most popular, then the Sub-Zero, and then the Mercenary. This weapon is automatic, which is very, very common for the weapons in the primary section, but the most unique thing about this weapon is it has the slowing down the target special ability. I only know of a couple of other weapons that have that special ability in Pixel Gun 3D. I know the Snowstorm does, and the Icicle Minigun does, but not too many weapons have this special ability, and that's very unique. It basically slows down the enemy to make it a little bit easier to take them out. This weapon has an efficiency of 18, a 98 firing rate, a 30 capacity, and a 120 mobility, which puts it right smack dab in the middle of the weapons in the primary section in terms of stats in Pixel Gun 3D. To say the truth, this weapon is a very average weapon in Pixel Gun 3D. It's not crazy overpowered and it's not very underpowered. It's a very average weapon, and you will see throughout this video how the gameplay is very average. I would like to go jump into a North Pole match, if that is available. There's one with 7 out of 10 players, so let's go into the North Pole match, and I'll show you guys how this is one of the better maps for this weapon. This weapon does have a bullet travel time. Not too many weapons have that in the primary section to Pixel Gun 3D, but this is one of the ones that does, and because of that, it makes it a lot more difficult to take enemy players out. There's a guy with 332 kills. Okay, that's just great. But anyways, I'll show you guys how it does take quite a decent amount of kills to take an enemy player out. Quite a decent amount of shots. It does take, I think, around 7 to 8 shots before you kill an enemy player, and I honestly have to say this is one of the more common weapons to get kill assists with when using. You're going to get a lot of kill assists when using this weapon. I feel like whenever I use this weapon, I get kill assist after kill assist after kill assist, because you're going to get a couple of shots on an enemy player, but somebody else is probably going to end up taking them out with a very overpowered weapon before you end up finally getting the kill. There's the guy who's supposedly hacking. I don't think he actually is hacking. I think he's just glitching his amount of kills, but it is a pretty decent weapon to use, especially if you just want to use a weapon for fun. This is not something that you're going to get matched win after win after win when using. You're not going to have that happen when you use this weapon, but I do have to say it is a lot of fun when using. I love using this weapon just because it requires a lot of skill when using, and I'm all about using those skill-based weapons in Pixel Gun 3D. It's very rewarding when you get a kill with this thing. When you get a kill, you feel like you really did something, like you accomplished something great. That's something you don't get with all the weapons in Pixel Gun 3D. As you guys can see, since it does have that travel time, it is going to be a weapon that does have to stay at close range. So this new map, North Pole, is a very close range map, and because of that, it is going to be pretty good to use it in this map, which is very good. And plus, some of the more commonly used maps in Pixel Gun 3D are the close range maps, so pretty much a majority of the servers that you're going to find are going to be able to use this weapon. It's great. I do enjoy using this weapon a lot, and it's good. I mean, as you guys can see, you do get some kills with this, and that's the most important part, like I've said numerous times over and over again. It's fun. It's a lot of fun when using. I don't know about you guys, but I like using the travel time weapons because, I mean, a lot of times they are very rage-inducing, but they do give you some of the most rewarding kills you can possibly get in Pixel Gun 3D. It's very, very fun, and if you did use this weapon and paired with the Snowstorm, you'd be the ultimate enemy slowing down player, I guess you could call yourself. You would be able to slow down everybody if you had those two weapons together equipped, and it's it's very, very good. So, I mean, as you guys can see, I'm not getting the most amount of kills in the world. I am getting a lot of deaths in this server, and that's just kind of what happens when you use this weapon. You're not going to get massive kill streaks when using this thing. You will get a decent amount of kills. As you guys will see, I am getting some kills, especially against the people that aren't really actually playing. That guy Noob Killer was typing, so I could have potentially gotten a kill, but I mean, as you guys can see, kills do happen, and that's pretty much all you want whenever you want to see a video when using this weapon. It does look pretty cool in first-person mode, I do have to say that, and it looks very futuristic. Honestly, I've heard a lot of people talking about how this weapon looks like a weapon from Overwatch. I don't actually own Overwatch, but if it does, hey, I mean, I guess Really Soft's just trying to get other weapons from other games and stuff like that. I mean, weapons really aren't copyrighted to one specific game, so if they are using something from Overwatch, unless it's some specifically created weapon that only exists in that one game, I mean, it doesn't really matter. So, whatever. I mean, hey, I like this weapon, and that's really all that matters. I don't play Overwatch, I play Pixel Gun 3D, so it doesn't really affect me. I don't know why people honestly get mad at weapons being copied over to other games. Maybe they're just, you know, getting their ideas from another game, and they're just inspired by what the great Overwatch creators do. We know Overwatch is probably going to be... Did it become one of the greatest games of 2016? I don't know. But Really Soft, I guess, just wants to try to make their game based off of that, which is perfectly fine, if you ask me. If they want to try to make their game better by using things from other games, I guess that's okay. Anyways, let's continue on with this review here, although I don't actually have much else I need to say about this weapon. I was just talking about that because I don't really have much else I need to say. I am getting some pretty decent gameplay. I'm getting a little bit better gameplay than what I normally get. I guess it's just because I am not using the scope. I've found when using this weapon, you can use the scope. The scope's perfectly fine, but it's one of those weapons where you don't end up really needing to use the scope. Since you are using this weapon at close range, you end up using just a no-scope version of this thing, and that's perfectly fine. It works perfectly fine. When you hold down the firing button, you don't really lose any accuracy, and it has a pretty big hitbox, so you're okay whenever you use this weapon if you don't decide to use this with the actual scope. Honestly, I would recommend not using the scope because it just makes it a little bit more difficult. It makes it harder to turn around in the matches that you go into, and it just makes it a lot more difficult. Honestly, you could use this in a challenge where if you wanted to use the Sub-Zero with the scope the entire length of a close-range map like Coliseum, that would prove to be a pretty difficult challenge considering everybody else is using much more powerful weapons and they're not using the scopes themselves. But overall, great weapon. I just enjoy using it. It's not great in terms of its power. It's a very average weapon, guys, and you know, you're not going to always get extremely overpowered weapons each and every update. I guess that's what people fail to realize whenever they play Pixel Gun 3D. A lot of people play this game, and whenever an update comes out, they expect something to become better and better and better, but that's not how things always work. Whenever you're playing Pixel Gun 3D, sometimes you have to wait a couple of updates before a really powerful weapon comes out. Heck, the Photon Sniper Rifle is a very powerful weapon, but you know, you're going to have some average weapons being added in, and that's perfectly fine. I keep reiterating that in some of my past videos, but people still do not understand that. Oh, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but you do want to try to get those headshots when using this weapon. It's one of those weapons where it doesn't seem like you would need to get headshots. The Acid Cannon is one of those weapons where it has the same similar type of firing style, and you don't have to worry about really getting headshots when using that weapon because it's just one of those weapons where it's perfectly fine if you just get body shots. But this is one of those weapons where you do need to try to get those headshots when using. It does prove to be a little bit difficult if somebody's jumping all over the place, and since this does have the travel time, it is kind of difficult. But if you were to go into a match like Silent School where everybody is pretty much at the same height, you can aim at about this level right here and just aim down the hallway and take people out left and right. Honestly, I feel like Silent School would be a little bit better for this weapon. Coliseum may even be better than Silent School because the closer the match, the closer the range of the match, and you're using a bullet travel time weapon, the better gameplay you're going to get because you're going to minimize the effect of that travel time. As you guys can see numerous times in this video, I'm trying to aim, trying my hardest, and a lot of those shots are not ending up hitting the enemy player because since they are able to outrun that, it's kind of difficult to take it out. And I mean, that's what I like about this weapon. It is very difficult to use, but like I said at the beginning of this video, each kill is very, very rewarding. But as you guys can see, I managed to get into the top 2 players. I was tied with that other guy in 2nd place, so you can get a decent amount of kills when using this weapon, although I can't promise that that will always happen when you're using this weapon. I do like the fact that this has a 30 capacity. You could get a pretty decent amount of kills with that 30 capacity before you end up having to reload. You could safely get 1 kill before you have to reload. A lot of your shots are going to miss, especially in a map like North Pole, but you can end up getting a good kill before you end up having to reload your weapon. And that's not saying if somebody ends up killing you themselves. So, yeah, I mean, I don't really have much else I need to say. I'm having a lag spike right here. My game is freezing. Don't be freezing on me, game. I've noticed that this is actually happening a lot in certain matches that I go into. I don't know if it's a certain weapon or such, or maybe one of these new weapons is just very poorly optimized, but does that happen to you guys as well, where you just have these weird little game freezes periodically whenever you go into a match? I have an NVIDIA Shield tablet, so there's no reason why that should happen, but really soft. If that is a problem, please try to fix that in the next updates. But, yeah, guys, I don't really have much else I need to say. Hopefully I can actually get a kill relatively soon. I've not gotten a kill in recent time, which is a little unfortunate. Everybody's using much more powerful weapons. This guy isn't. He's using the shotgun pistol, so that's pretty cool. We can actually take that guy out, hopefully, unless that guy ends up taking me out while I'm reloading. He killed me with some other weapon. I'm not entirely sure what that was. I think that was the Dracula, but, whatever. Doesn't really matter. I'm just enjoying using this weapon despite me failing a lot in this match here. The last match we did alright. Hopefully that's enough to meet your guys' needs in terms of this video here. I think we did alright in terms of the last match. This match was a little bit iffy. I mean, we are going up against the Stormhammer and stuff like that. I literally have 1 kill, so not the greatest in the world, but whatever. It doesn't really matter. I might as well just try to say my outro here if we're not getting the greatest gameplay in the world. Maybe I could go into Silent School and say my outro. I could go into another close range map and just do maybe like 1 minute or so and show you guys how this weapon performs in something other than North Pole. It is pretty difficult in North Pole. It is one of the more difficult close range matches because it is an open area and people can jump all over the place. In a more enclosed area like Silent School, it is a little bit easier to get kills when using this weapon. So it doesn't look like there actually is one available in Silent School, so I could try to go into Coliseum. We probably can get a little bit more kills in Coliseum just because it is a much smaller map than North Pole, but I don't really have much else I need to say, guys, so I'm pretty much done with this review. If I was to give this weapon a rating, I'd probably give this weapon a 6 out of 10. It's a very average weapon. Average weapons tend to be around that rating, so that's perfectly fine. If I was to give some of the other weapons ratings, well, you just have to wait until you see my other reviews where I talk about those weapons. If I was to pick out an ideal weapon for the primary section that is a solid 10, I'd probably pick the assault machine gun or the icicle minigun or something like that. Those would probably be the ideal number 10 in terms of my rating scale, but this is still a pretty decent weapon, and it's just fun to use. For fun factor, heck, this thing is like a solid 8.5. It's very fun when using this weapon. It's about, I don't know how many shots that was to kill that guy. I think that was like about 7 shots or so that's okay. It's not the greatest in the world, but then again, you can't always expect a one-shot kill weapon to come out every single update. So, yeah, guys, I really hope you guys did enjoy this video, despite me not getting the greatest gameplay in the world. Hopefully you guys got a pretty good understanding of how the Sub-Zero works. I mean, with the amount of shots it takes to kill somebody, as you guys can see right there, it is pretty difficult to get massive multi-kill streaks and stuff for a video. I could probably end up doing that, but that would not be after many, many hours of attempted recording, and I just don't think I could live through that. I think I would end up raging to the point where I wouldn't be able to get that recorded. So this was alright. I got 13 kills in that last match, and I'm perfectly fine with that. So yeah, that's pretty good. So if you guys did enjoy this video, I would really appreciate it a lot if you left a like. And like I said before, maybe if you leave a like, I can get really soft to add in the Dater Hater or the Flower Power. I know a lot of people talk about those weapons, wanting to have them added back in, so yeah, I can do that. I don't really know. I don't know if the Dater Hater actually was added back in. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know which weapons are in the store right now or not, because I have every single weapon, so let me know, actually, if the Dater Hater actually is still in the store. I'm not entirely sure. I remember they added it back in a little while ago, but I think they may have potentially taken it back out, so whatever, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy this review. Hopefully you found it helpful. if you guys did enjoy this and you would like me to review the other weapons, then make sure to let me know down below in the comments which weapon you would like me to review next. I did say between the Mercenary or the Photon Sniper Rifle, but heck, if you want me to use another one, I mean, that's perfectly fine. I could use the semi-auto rifle or the charged rifle or something like that for the next review. It all really depends on what you guys want in the comments section. I always end up choosing my reviews based off of the people in the comments section, and yeah, that was a lot of shots to take that guy out. He was really putting up a fight there. That was actually crazy. That was over 10 shots, and that was over 10 headshots to take that guy out. You may rage a lot when using this weapon, especially if you're going up against the crazy overpowered people in this game. So, yeah, I don't really have much else I need to say. Doing a Sub-Zero review? Yes, I am. You're gonna see yourself in this next video. I'll just say yes. I'm just about over with this match. So, yeah, if you guys did enjoy this review, you might want to go check out some of my other reviews. I'll link a couple of them down below in the description. So, yeah, thank you all for watching, and let's go get one last kill. One last kill with the Mighty Sub-Zero. I don't know if Mighty really works as an adjective describing this weapon, but you know what? There we go. We got the kill. So, yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode.